Hello students, now let us discuss how sound propagates. In the previous class we have started with the sound chapter. Sound is a form of, we have discussed that sound is a form of energy and it is produced by a vibrating body. Now in this class we shall discuss how it is produced from the vibrating body. Now there are two explanations for this. One is, whenever a sound is created from a source, the particles from the source are shot off in the air and they reach our eardrum. Second explanation is, only the disturbance from the musical instrument reaches our ears through a medium. The medium between us and the object that is producing the sound is usually the air medium. So if you go with the second explanation, that is, the particles are shot off. If the particles are shot off one by one, the whole material which is producing sound, it will lose its weight, which is impossible. The first explanation is correct, that is, the disturbance in the form of waves travel in the air medium and they reach our eardrum. Now what exactly happens with a vibrating body? Whenever it is pushed to one side, the air layers get compressed, and when it moves to the other side, these compressions are pushed and they are traveling in the forward direction. So they travel in the form of compression and rarefaction. This can be understood when you use a slinky. A slinky is a spring-like toy material which is like this. What you do is, you give a push and leave it, this disturbance will move in the forward direction. You can see the compressions and rarefactions. So similarly, from a source of sound, the compressions and rarefactions are created which move forward in the medium. Now there are two types of waves, transverse waves and longitudinal waves. Transverse waves means if the particles of the medium vibrate perpendicular to the direction of the wave, then such waves are called transverse waves. Second type of wave that you have is longitudinal wave. Longitudinal wave means if the particles vibrate parallel to the direction of the propagation of the wave, then it is called longitudinal wave. Sound waves are longitudinal waves. Now in transverse waves, the shape of the medium changes, whereas in longitudinal waves, the density of the medium changes. During a compression, the air layers the density of the air increases. During a rarefaction, the density of the air decreases. So this is how a sound reaches the disturbance reaches our ear and we hear the sound. Now, as we have discussed, there are transverse waves and longitudinal waves. Tie a slinky to one end of a wall and you give a push, it will travel in the form of wave like this. Instead, if you are creating a disturbance, then it will move in the form of compressions and rarefactions in the slinky. So if you take a slinky, it will be easier for you to demonstrate the propagation of sound in a medium. So that's about the transverse waves and longitudinal waves. Yes. Hello students, in our next session we shall discuss the characteristics of a sound wave. There are four characteristics of a sound wave. One is wavelength, amplitude, frequency, wavelength, amplitude, frequency and speed of wave. Let us first discuss the wavelength. You may observe that a sound wave may look like this in the form of compressions and rarefactions, compressions, rarefactions, compression and a rarefaction. You can denote a compression You can denote a compression with a crest, a rarefaction with a trough, compression with crest, a rarefaction with trough, compression with crest and a rarefaction with trough, like this. So you get a sound wave. These compressions are the positions where the pressure and density of air is high. Rarefactions are the positions where the pressure and density are low, like this. So you get a sound wave. Now, what is this wavelength? Wavelength is nothing but it is the distance between any two successive points in a crest, any two similar points in a trough which are one after the other. It is the distance between any two successive same point on any two successive crests or any two successive troughs. It is denoted by lambda. Since lambda is the distance, the units for lambda is meter. SI unit for lambda is meter. So that is about wavelength. Then you have amplitude. Amplitude is nothing but it is the maximum deviation or not deviation, it is the maximum displacement from the mean position of the wave, whether it is upward or downward. This is called amplitude. Amplitude is denoted with the letter A. Now, here how to see the wavelength here is, whenever you have a compression, rarefaction and a compression, the distance between any two same points in any two compressions or distance between any same point in any two rarefactions, that will give you the wavelength or lambda. Here it is the maximum displacement from the mean position of the compression or the rarefaction, that is called amplitude. Here in the form of wave, it is the maximum displacement of a trough or a crest from the original position. This is called amplitude. We shall discuss about frequency and speed of wave in the next. Hello students, today in this class we shall discuss about the characteristics of sound. First one is wavelength, amplitude, time period and frequency, speed of sound wave. All these are the characteristics of a sound wave. What is wavelength? Yesterday's class we have discussed. This is the distance between two similar points in any two successive crests or any two successive distance between the similar points of any two successive crests, that is called wavelength. It is denoted by the letter lambda, and units are meters because it is distance. Next we have amplitude. Amplitude is nothing but the maximum displacement from the mean position. This is called amplitude of a sound wave. Then time period and frequency. What is time period and frequency? Time period is nothing but it is the time taken to produce one vibration or time taken to complete one crest and one trough or one compression and a rarefaction. This is called time period. It is denoted by letter T. Frequency is nothing but it is the number of waves generated per unit time. Number of waves that are generated per unit time, that is called frequency. It is denoted by mu. Next, frequency time period is equal to T is equal to 1 by nu. That is time produced for, time period is nothing but time produced for one vibration, that is called T is equal, that is why T is equal to 1 by mu. Now, the next concept that we have is speed of sound wave. Speed of sound wave is nothing but the number of waves that pass through a point, the distance covered by a wave passing through a point in 1 second of time, that is called in a unit time. The distance covered by the sound wave by passing through a point in a unit time, that is called speed of sound wave. Speed is usually denoted by the letter V. Now, V is equal to n lambda v is equal to nu lambda, because v is equal to lambda by t, 1 by t is equal to nu, so v is equal to nu into lambda. It is the distance covered by unit time, that is called speed of the sound wave. The speed of the sound wave varies with temperature and medium. It is highest in solids, next will be in liquids, next will be in the gases. So the speed of sound is maximum in case of solids compared to liquids and gases. Next we have about noise and music. Noise and music are nothing but, if the sound is pleasant to hear, the sound produced is pleasant to hear, then it will come as music, because the sound produced is in a systematic way. If it is produced in a disturbing way, if it is unpleasant to hear, it is called noise. In our next session we shall discuss about characteristics of a musical note. Also we have some sounds called as supersonic sounds. Supersonic sounds are nothing but, they are the sounds jet planes etc. travel with a speed greater than that of a sound. So such sounds are called supersonic sounds. So today we have discussed with the 4 characteristics of sound wave. I shall repeat once again. First one is wavelength. Wavelength means distance between any two similar points of successive crest or successive tuft. It is denoted by the letter lambda. Next, amplitude. It is the maximum displacement from the mean position, that is called amplitude. Time period and frequency. Time period is nothing but time taken to cover one wave, that is time period. Frequency is the number of waves generated in 1 second of time, that is called frequency. Speed of a sound wave. Speed of sound wave, it is nothing but, it is the distance, that is the wave when travels through a point, the distance covered by the wave in 1 second, in a unit time, by passing through a point, that is called speed of the sound wave. We know that t is equal to 1 by nu, that is time period is equal to 1 by nu is frequency. So t is equal to 1 by nu. Velocity is equal to distance covered by time, 1 by t is equal to nu. So v is equal to, you will get nu lambda. This is the formula for velocity of sound. This can be usually applied to any wave. So we can apply the same formula to the sound wave also. What is that? V is equal to nu lambda, where nu stands for frequency, lambda stands for wavelength. So that's about today's class, children. We shall continue the next session.